My husband wanted me to see that the cat was crawling along near the ceiling. That's what we were looking at. So that ain't bad. So, all right, we were doing lip trills and lip buzzes because those are really good. They help regulate the airflow, and if you can't do a trill, then you can do a hum. And I do these while I'm checking email. I do these while I'm cleaning, laundry, whatever, all around the house. So I start with that, and I can do that for quite a while. While I let things warm up. It usually takes me about 20 or 30 minutes to feel fully warmed up. But I can feel even now that it feels better just because I'm using my voice. So we're getting there a little better. Why, yes, you can do them along with me if you want. So then I might go to a vowel. Right, so I just did, and then and then right? So now I might go, ooh. I feel like an alien, if that's what an alien does. But again, it's just about getting flexible, right? And not a huge range of notes. Just, I'm 151 or 181, like an octave range or something, just kind of in my comfortable speaking place, but not too high, not too low. If you do that and it goes like this, all right, you need greater airflow, and you need to not sing it towards the back. You want to think of a really true rounded ooh and round your lips out, ooh, like a ghost, okay? The prissiest ghost you can be. That will help you get into your head register, right? Which is the higher part of your voice, called head register. It's where your vocal folds start thinning out like this. So, and it's the part that a lot of people have trouble with, and it's the part that, in me, has to get warmed up more first thing in the morning. So I'm kind of gradually working towards it, right? Ooh. You can see this is going up and down. Ooh. My Adam's apple, right? That's my larynx. So it should be moving up and down. I should see it pretty flexible. It should be jogging up and down. So that's what it's doing. Ooh. Ooh. Just constantly, right? That's what I do. So I know it sounds just absolutely lovely, but really, I call this the Picasso theory of vocal technique, that if I do this, I am going to, if I'm willing to make these kind of ugly, blatty sounds, it means I'm flexible. And then I can be flexible right on into doing beautiful sounds, right? So like Picasso paintings, if you look at them up close, they just look like splotches, right? Or they just like squiggles. They don't make sense. But then when you pull back, you realize that there's a lot of beauty and symmetry, and he knew what he was doing. So this is the Picasso theory of vocal technique, where you make ugly, blatty sounds that don't seem to relate, and then all of a sudden they switch into something pretty. That's what I'm going to stick with. So I did, and I did, and I did, and now I switched more to ooh to start going a little bit higher. So that's my process. If you were, an alto or a mezzo, you might do something a little bit different. So, ooh, it's nice and clear is what I'm listening for and what I'm feeling for. I can feel the difference. If I go, that won't feel very good. So, but rounding out my lips changes the shape of this tube right here. So, ooh. And it just feels much, much better. So I can do that a lot until I feel like I'm beginning to get a little more flexible, a little more warm. And it feels, excuse me, like things are beginning to coalesce slightly. So then I'm going to switch to another vowel. So we did lip trills and buzzes. I did some oohs with a rounded lip. Now switch to E. Now, if I had to do this like in front of people, like if I was walking places, people would think I was a little strange. No way around that. My family's used to it, so they don't mind me so much. But this is a good thing. You got the 5 vowels, right? A, E, O, U, A, E, I, O, U. So you need to make sure all of them get done because they all are going to make a different shape here, and that's going to affect how you sing them. I see a lot of people, they warm up a beautiful ha, 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 and then they have to sing bright E's in their songs, but they didn't warm up the E. So everything gets a little bit of attention. So it takes a little bit of time, but it kind of builds on itself. It builds on itself. Think of it like in a gym when you're working on your leg day or whatever. You're working the muscles in the front, the sides, the back, right? The abductors, the adductors, the quads. And you have to work all of them. And there are exercises you can do that work all of them at once, and there's a whole bunch of exercises you can do that isolate. So either one of those is fine for vocals. So right now I'm isolating just to show you what I do. But oftentimes I'll do combos. So first I isolate. We did ooh, we did ee. I'm going to try ah. All right, and I'm just going to slide. I don't have to slide every single one, but I can. Ah. For me, it's a game. It's like, how long can I hold that ah? How long can I make that go in a clear way, right? So, quite a while. Excuse me. So I can type it up if I want. I can time it out. I can, figure out how many seconds can I go for. Let's see, for fun. Okay, it's 8:57 and 17. I'm going to start at 8:25. Have one little sip of coffee. Here I go. Ah. "35 seconds. Go me. All right. So that's on an ah, right? I didn't take a huge breath. Actually, I was just kind of sipping it, but I know how to manage air pretty well. So I can do that. And that's another way of kind of just working these same things. So we've done ooh, we've done bright E's. I did some oohs, I did some ahs. Excuse me. Now I can try some other ones like an A. And A feels so different, right? And depending on what kind of singing I'm doing, like an indie singer might go, hey, hey, and include more breathiness. But I'm going for clarity. In my warm-ups, initially, I go for clarity. So by clarity, I mean I don't want to hear breathiness escaping in my voice. I don't want to do, I love that song, by the way, that song called Strange. Isn't it strange? I was playing that last night. So she is like breathy, and it's really cool what she does. But in warm-ups, initially, I want to make sure I'm nice and clear. I can always make it breathy later if I need to. So I'm going to put the note there. So keep it clear. If it's not clear, and if you can't make it clear, that's something you need to work on, maybe with a voice teacher, because that's where you're going to get that maximum efficiency. If I had tried to do that ah slide for 35 seconds on a breathy sound, I wouldn't be able to do it for 35 seconds because when you have that kind of breathy tone, more air is escaping faster. When you have a clear tone, it's a really efficient system, and so you can get a lot of sound for not a lot of air. So that's why in voice lessons, we're always working for that clarity first, and then we can choose if we're going to do something different with it. So I've done a bunch of these different slides, so now I'm on a kind of what did I say, an A sound? A. And notice how I'm making some character sounds? I get bored too with my own vocalises. So I start making character sounds, which accomplish the same thing without being, strictly musical. Like that. Just hey. That counts as warming up the voice. I'm getting a clear sound. I'm having to use airflow. It's making sound come out of my throat. It counts. So does talking, with people on the way to work count? Yes. But here's how most people talk. Oh my God, I can't believe we have to go to work today. It's so rainy. It's going to be icy later. Yeah, well, how was your night? Do you hear how low that is? That ain't good. So that's working up on that low section, but it does nothing to get it higher. So you need a caffeinated warm-up. What you need to do is, oh, hi, hey, how you doing, right? Yes, it feels a little performative, but the goal is to warm up all these different parts of your voice, right? So that's a thorough warm up means I can sing as high as I want, as low as I want, as dark as I want, as bright as I want, for as long as I want. And that I can decide if it's clear or breathy or anything in between. I've tested all those parts in a warm up and they're all operating the way I need them to. Then you know you're warmed up, okay? For me, that process takes, bare minimum 20 minutes these days. I mean, in my 20s, I could roll out of bed and do it, easier, but no, not this time. So anyway, I'm going, so, E, O, U, eh. Okay, my favorite vowel is actually ah. As in cat, mat, sat. As in cat, mat, sat. I'm writing this in here. And for me, it's a great shaping vowel. It's this really bright sound, and a lot of people hate it. And so they don't do exercises that use it. But how many pop songs have ah in them? Like all of them? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's an ah. That's two vowels together, actually, yeah, right? So there's your first combo exercise. Yeah, 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 yeah. 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 Is that pretty? I don't care, right? All I care is it clear? Can I make that bright sound? Does it feel fairly easy to make, right? I don't put any judgment on the quality of that sound, right? The thing that would get me in trouble, the thing that gets students in trouble is when they try to do this. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Or they do this. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Hear how it's breathy on the top and kind of clear and chesty on the bottom and heavy? That gets you into trouble. So try to make it even by really making the top part, yeah, yeah. Make it kind of whiny and nasty. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I told you to go get the groceries. Yeah, 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 right? Go for that kind of a sound. You can call it whatever you want. Define it however you want. If you want to call it the angry sound or the nasty sound, the whiny sound, or all of the above. But go for it. You're using it to make a functional choice. You're using it to make sure that you can make a clear sound, a clear, bright sound. When I make that ah, I can feel the back of my throat getting kind of small because my tongue's coming up. There's not a lot of space back there. That's a goal. So when I do that, then I know I'm going to make a really bright, powerful sound that I can use especially in pop and musical theater. Okay? It's not too nasal. Really nasal would be, yeah, 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 yeah. Ugh. So this is kind of a little bit further back. Yeah, 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 yeah. I have the best of both. I can go forward when I want, go back when I want. Now I'm getting warmed up, and that feels pretty darn great that I can do that. I use these warm-ups, by the way, for any kind of music I'm doing. Whether it's classical, if I got to go sing somewhere on a Sunday morning, I do this in the car on the way there. Or whether it's pop music, I do this in the car on the way there. Or warming up my voice in the morning, even though I'm not singing today. Like I don't have to rehearse with anybody today. So this is just for me. And this is because when my voice feels warmed up and flexible, the rest of me feels good. It is okay to warm up your voice even if you're not practicing or actually like performing. It's okay to take a day off, but it's also to warm up and feel good about it too. Kind of like just anybody doing like morning stretches, right? That's kind of fun. So if you have a question about warm-ups I'm doing, you're welcome to drop it in the chat. I think I can see what's happening in chat over here. And I'm practicing my live streaming skills at the same time, right? So I live stream a show once a week. Hello, Ed Valley. Hey, there he is. Earl Knightwood. He's got a great bio. So I do a live stream show once a week, and I broadcast it on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook platforms. So last night we had a great international show, and the live stream didn't go to Facebook, though, which really was awful. So I'm trying to make a more intentional choice to do things on Twitch and YouTube. So that way, I know it gets out there. So anyway, but you can see that show, The Eden Show, on your favorite channels, Twitch, YouTube, on LinkedIn for a while, and on some Facebook, but I'm going to make Facebook the bottom of my list. So we did as, we got a nice bright sound. So now I might start making things a little more complex. So yeah is a compound, right? It's E and A together. Another favorite one of mine is meow. And I have 2 cats, so I also love to talk to them. So you can sing to your cat, and that totally counts as a vocal warm up. So, and I ask people sometimes, have you ever done these? Meow, 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 meow. And they look at me like, what? What? I don't know. Yes, you should do it. You can woof if you want, because what is woof? It's a series of vowels with an F at the end. Woof. But meow has several different sounds. Meow. So it's a combination exercise. So, meow. And you can make it feral cat or kitten or whatever you want. They all do something different, but they all count as warming up the voice. So first you can talk it. Meow. Meow. And if I was looking on a pitch chromatic tuner or something, I could see what actual pitches I was on. But I am on pitches. So when I do these kind of exercises and people say, well, that's not really a warm-up for singing. Yes, it is. It makes sound come out of my mouth on a pitch. That's what it is. So this is my Pitch Me app. Pitch.me. There's 2 of them, right? So you want the one that says Pitch Me Chromatic Tuner, not the one that raises money for charity. So, meow, 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 meow. So, do you see how this is picking up that I am making pitch? Now it's picking up my speaking voice, and you can hear that today I am basso profundo. But when I'm speaking like or meowing like a cat, meow, 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 meow. I tend to get up into the register where I would sing, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, it's too late, baby. Now it's too late. Though we really did try to make it. Meow, 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 meow. Hear how they're in the same range? See how they're in the same range? Right. So yeah, so don't tell me that, doing this doesn't count as warming up. It absolutely does. And this means that you can do kind of stealth warm-ups whenever you want. You can meow to your cat, and that's an effective warm-up. You can talk to people in the car, but as long as you make your voice move a little bit and go between those kind of lower sounds, the chestier sounds and the headier sounds, you are expanding your range. You can make sure that you are clear when you talk to people. So instead of, hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Try to really be clear, right? To do that, if you have a problem with breathiness, to increase your clarity, you want to make sure that you're using your abdominal muscles and that you can really feel them kind of firing. Hey, hey. You should be able to put your hand here and feel them do it. Hey, hey. If you're going, hey, hey, we got a problem. If you're going, hey, hey, and you're actually having your abs go out while your sound is going out, you want to reverse the abs. It should be like you're giving yourself the Heimlich maneuver. Hey, hey, hey. Abs go in, sound goes out. That's how it works. It is very easy to get them confused and to reverse them and to not realize you've done that. And it can take a while to establish that new habit. If it takes you 21 days to like broccoli, right? 21 days to make a new habit. If you have been pushing your abs out when you're singing, then it's going to take you a while to be really mindful about it in order to make sure that the abs tuck in and up. Hey, so while the sound goes out. So the easiest way to do it is to really put your hands on yourself and have one hand on your abs and then kind of remind yourself sound's going out. So this is going in while this is going out. Hey, hey, hey. Hoo, ha! Make sure that connection is there. You should feel it change instantly. If it hasn't been working right for you, if you start doing that and you feel that change, yeah, you're on the right path. Okay? Now I'm feeling much more warmed up. I have been talking up and down. I've done a whole series of weird little exercises where I started with lip trills, buzzes, hums, and I did a little bit of chewing. Then I did slides on different vowels. Ah, and E, and ooh, with a rounded lip. And then I did kind of a bright sound, A, and then I did as a Matt Satin cat, and then we switched to meows. Meow, 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 meow. So that's a combo exercise. So the other things I might do now that I feel like the middle of my voice is pretty warmed up and I've kind of touched on the ends, like the lowest part and the highest part, is I might reach for the extremes. So without getting too loud. That's a siren, right? I'm doing it on an ah, but really I should try it on all the vowels. Yee! Ooh! Oh! Ah! Like that. The fingers just for fun, right? It makes me feel like Mariah Carey. So, but there I basically tested the high range. To me, it feels very much like revving a motorcycle by pulling on the handlebars, right? Rev, rev. Ah! 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 Woo! 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 And I do it that fast. Okay? What you don't want to do, guys, is you don't want to go, okay, it's time for me to sing this. You're going to put a lot of pressure on yourself. Your body will know that you've sent off this message, hey, we're going to start singing. Let's do something to make us tense and nervous, right? So instead, incorporate it into something that you already do fairly naturally. Put your voice in the place where you're already fairly relaxed and natural. That's while you're talking, while you're making sounds around the house, while you're, conversing with your pets. So put these sounds in there. And that way you'll probably wind up with a really nice, rich, healthy sound that's easy to make because you're not trying to force it or do anything to suggest that you must stress yourself out. So, I do this all the time while I'm walking around and cleaning off my desk, looking at the window, whatever. Woohoo! Yeah! Ha 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 ha! Ha's are very good too. Then I'm going to work the lower range real quick. Oh, it's really warmed up already. I can feel it, right? We have this wonderful rainy weather today, which is probably making me feel a little mucusy and froggy, which tells me, oh, my vocal folds are probably a little bit thick already. So I have to decide how much work do I need to do on them, or are they kind of fine as is, right? I think they're basically fine. So I can just test it a little bit, and I'm going to go back and forth between those low sounds and those high sounds. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Yes, I am crazy. But this counts as vocal warming up, okay? This is the kind of warming up I do just as a basic kind of warm up. Then I would maybe do other things that are specific to the kind of music I have to sing on a given day, right? But this is the kind of just basic generic stuff I'm doing every day. And I'm doing it kind of in a casual way. I can do this in 5 minutes. It usually takes me about 20 to feel like I've warmed up, and I will repeat these. So I'll bounce around a little bit according to what I feel I need. So I almost always start with trills and buzzes, and then I do oohs and ahs and ees, but sometimes I'll just go for the right stuff first. And then I will start doing compound exercises where I kind of add different vowels together, and then I'll make a bunch of character sounds. All of that makes me really flexible in my vocal tract, which is this tube right here, and also my lips, my teeth, my tongue. So that's the name of the game, flexibility. So then I feel like I can call on any part of my voice later on, and it'll be there. So the last thing I will do is, I went back and forth between the two, and I kept them apart. Now I'm going to try to slide between them without having the break, right? Break is normal. Break can feel very self-conscious when it happens to you, but it's really your body's working well when you have a break show up. So it's basically, it shows up when you're singing a low sounds, kind of in the chest register down here, and then you're switching, and the switch is abrupt. That's what a break is. It's just an abrupt switch from this kind of thick vocal fold closure in the lower part of your register to a thinned out vocal fold closure in the upper part. What we're trying to do is to make it gradual enough that we don't notice a break, right? And that just happens a little bit at a time. So first I'll put a break in. Hear that nice big break in the middle? Yeah, right? Because I did it on an ah vowel, and because I did it a little bit further back in my throat, right? Where I was letting my tongue kind of come down. So when you're yodeling, you want a break. You throw that in. But if I'm going to take it out, then I need to do not those two things. I need to not be in an ah vowel initially, and I need to make sure I'm not singing too far back, where I have this kind of lowering, okay? I want to bring this up. So I was trying to bring it up more to and then to make it even easier, I'm going to change to a vowel that's not e, especially is my favorite. So I'm going to do an I'm going to make sure the back of my throat feels more closed, almost like quacking like a duck. I'm going to do it pretty softly, right? Here I go. And I'm going to start, it doesn't matter actually where I start. I'm kind of in the bottom. Hear any breaks? I don't hear any breaks. All right. So do I feel breaks? Yep, I do. So I can feel it moving. Like that up and down. I feel that elevator in my larynx going up and down, but I know that even though it's a bright kind of nasally sound, that I'm moving smoothly between chest and the middle area is called the mix and head register. So now I'm feeling great. I spent 25 minutes, warming up and explaining what I'm doing, but I definitely feel like, if I had to sing or something right now, I would be okay. If I was recording right now, I might want to do a little more specific warm-ups. So I might do specific consonants. I don't know. So I would do things that are specific to the task at hand. I'm not going to try to, to push very much sound. I might take my headphones off and see if I can, launch a note from far away. But overall, I feel like I've really done a good warm-up here. So then I want to share one other resource with you. I often use this book by a woman named Anne Peckham, and it's called Vocal Workouts for the Contemporary Singer. Let's see if I can put this in here. I have to put it in the other chat, right? No, I am in the chat. Okay, so it's called Vocal Workouts for the Contemporary Singer by Anne Peckham. She's a professor at Berkeley in Boston. And I'm going to get the book so you can see it. So let me pull my stereo here. Where'd it go? There it is. Okay. This is my favorite warm-up book. Okay, this is what it looks like. It's part of a series she has. She has another book that is called The Contemporary Singer, and it's kind of explains about how your voice works. So if you've never done that, if you've never actually looked at how your voice works, yes, you can talk to a qualified vocal professional and she'll tell you. But you can also get a book like this. The first one is purple cover, right? The one that's just for contemporary singer. And then the workout book gives you things to do to make sure that all of these parts of your voice are warmed up. But it's done in more of a pop style, which is really nice. And so she has a basic workout and then kind of an intermediate and an advanced. And she uses real people to demonstrate her vocalises. But what's really cool about them is they have kind of a pop sound to them. So the first one sounds a lot like the theme to Jeopardy! And I've memorized them all. So I will often do the first 10 of these as my basic warm-up. And when I get done with the first 10, I feel really good. Like I've really warmed up my voice. But the first one, and I'm doing this because I love you, Anne Peckham, not because I'm trying to take your thunder. And then it keeps on going up by half steps and it changes the vowel. So the next one's ooh, and the next one's e, and then back to again. But you sing along, so you can listen to it, and then the exercise gets repeated, so that way you can sing along with whoever is doing that. So it feels really comfortable to be able to do that. And I feel great when I get done with those 10 because each one works a slightly different skill. And there are a couple that I think are really hard, and that's good to have that little bit of a challenge. So I really recommend this book highly. You can get the book, and then there's a CD in the back, but you can now, with MP3s and everything, you can just download the MP3s to your device and just play them wherever you are. So I play them in the middle of voice lessons that are in person, and then I also know people who just play it in their car. They play it while they're walking on their phone. I think she has a great, great resource. So warm-ups. The purpose of warming up, right, is to make sure your voice is warmed up. So the question I get asked a lot is, well, what exercises should I do to strengthen my voice? Well, would you ask a bodybuilder that? Well, what exercises should I do to strengthen my legs? It depends on where your legs are weak. And it depends on, what you're going to do with them. So what Tom Brady, right, whatever Tom Brady is going to do with his legs is going to be something different than Serena Williams would do. There's going to be some overlap, but she's doing different things than he is. So in singing, what vocalises should I do? Well, what kind of music are you going to be singing? And where is your vocal technique right now? Where's your health right now? If you're a naturally breathy singer, like some people are, then you need to work on clarity. If you're a really nasal singer, then you need to know how to sing a darker sound, right? If you have any kind of conditions like asthma, acid reflux, or allergies, that's going to affect how you sing. And so we need to know that. So when you come for a lesson with me, we do a thorough health evaluation as well as a vocal evaluation. And then we can figure out what kind of exercises you need to do in order to make sure everything in your voice is balanced to sing the music you want to sing, right? So it used to be that classical music was it, right? Because that's where vocal technique developed and vocal pedagogy, developed. And so everybody thought, well, if I can sing hi-oh, then I can sing Crazy Train. No. If you sing hi-oh, then you can sing oh mio babino caro, right? So that's what that's good for. Classical warm-ups prepare you to sing classical music. If you have other issues or you want to sing rock music, then you have to do a little bit of classical stuff, but you really need to do warm-ups for rock music, whatever it is. So if you want to do, jazz singing, you need to warm up like you're going to make your voice into a brass instrument, right? A brass or a wind instrument. That's going to be very specific warm-ups that are not like that, right? So what exercises you should do, it depends on what kind of music you're going to be singing and what kind of voice you currently have on whatever moment you're singing. So, today I'm feeling like I'm warmed up now, and it feels great. Mentally, psychologically, I need to have that, right? I need to know that my voice can handle whatever is going to happen today. When I don't warm up, I notice that I'm not in as good a mood, and just that everything gets a little tougher. And I think it's also just because I have that very personal relationship with my throat. So when it's functioning, everything feels good. And when it's not, or when I haven't given it some attention, I just think the rest of my body notices. So I now have to warm up and make sure that happens. And so I'm glad I did it. I hope this is useful for you. And I hope that you will be able to do some of these warm-ups as well. I do highly recommend getting the book. You can get it, Hal Leonard, Amazon, anywhere you are. And it's a really wonderful resource. I have no problem plugging it because I think it's such a great resource. So, but just remember, start with trills, work your way into single vowels, and then start doing kind of compound and mixing things. And it's okay to make really weird sounds when you do all of this. As a matter of fact, we love it when you make those weird sounds. If you're willing to make weird sounds in warm-ups, you're probably going to make fantastic sounds when you sing actual music. So thanks for being part of this stream. If you have any questions, you know where to find me. It's EdenCastile.com. And I'm going to keep on trying streaming on YouTube and Twitch and see how it goes. I really have a bunch of fun projects coming up that I need to test out on some different platforms. So when I can, I will share them with all of you. Meanwhile, have a wonderful